Welcome to the Sewing Whisperer. In this video we're going to look at how to colour shorts and this t-shirt, and we're going to use the shape builder tool to help us do that. We're also going to revisit the cord that was drawn previously, and we're going to change the colour of it. I have added a file in the details below. If you'd like to follow along, it's all set up for you. The first thing we're going to do is zoom up and recolor the cord. So over here we made the cord. This is where we made the cord in our graphic styles. What we're going to do is open up our appearance panel, so window appearance, because that was where we made the cord in this appearance panel, which gives you the opportunity to create a new stroke. We'll make a copy of that, so black selection tool, drag over it, click and hold Option or Alt and drag a copy above it. Now with that one selected, you can see that you've got some white stroke in here and the black stroke. So the white stroke is what we need to change. So double click on that white stroke in there, and in this file that was free for download, I've given you that pink swatch. You don't have to use that, you can pick any color you like. I've now created a new pink cord, so I'll put the appearance away. We'll go to the graphic styles and we'll select that new colored cord, and in the graphic styles we'll click the plus and we'll call this pink cord. Then what we can do is edit this symbol, so I'll drag that symbol out, hold Option or Alt, drag a copy over to the side, and it's a symbol. We need to release the symbol, so right click, break link to symbol, and then right click again and say ungroup all. And what we're going to do is just recolor. So I've clicked one, hold shift, click the other one, and I'll recolor it with the pink cord, and then I can reload that new symbol into the symbols panel. So window symbols if you haven't got your symbols open, and we'll click the plus and we'll call this pink drawstring, and graphic and OK. Now let's come back over here, and I have the shorts that were drawn in a previous video on here. So we're going to basically use the same silhouette, except we'll remove the pockets. So let's go to our layers on the inside lines. Let's just remove those pockets because we're going to put a panel line down along there. We'll lock the inside lines, we'll go to the outside lines, we'll turn the eye off the inside lines, and I think at this stage we'll empty out the fill. Actually, we'll go back to the inside lines because I want to bring this line. So I'm going to select the black selection with the black selection tool. I'm selecting the waistband line, and I want to bring that down and put it onto the outside lines layer. Now I'll lock and turn the eye off the inside lines, and I'll zoom up. Now that line has to extend. I'm going to go to View, Outline. This line has to extend right onto or just past the stroke line of the side seam. So I'm just moving that out so it overlaps. Now I'll go back to View, Preview, and the next thing I'm going to do is draw the panel lines. I'm going to put the panel line not quite over to that princess line. I'm just going to click, come down and click, and then I'll reflect that line. So black selection tool, get the reflect tool, click right on the center front, hold Option or Alt and Shift and click. And now we'll select everything and we'll get the shape builder tool. So this is the shape builder tool over here. We can hover in there and see how it turns gray. We can click and that will isolate that section so it can be colored independently. Then we can come down and do the same on this side, come over and do the same in the middle, and come over and do the same on the side. We can now select each one of those and color them. So let's color our pink first. So we'll click just on the side seam here, hold shift and click on the side seam on the other side. Then we'll go to our swatches and we can click the pink or any color you like. Then I'm going to select the top band, come down and hold shift and select the hem, and I'm going to pick the third grey over to colour them. Then we can turn the eye on our inside lines, unlock it and make it the active layer, and then we'll delete the cord that's on there. We'll go to our symbols and we'll drag the pink cord over and then spend a minute positioning that in place. That's our shorts drawn. Now let's draw our t-shirt. Zoom up on the top section. We'll start once again with the outside silhouette. Outside lines as the active layer. Set this to default and empty it out, which will give us a 1 point stroke because that's the default. We'll start at the neck. Now we're going to click, hold, drag and hold shift to keep the handle level. Then come over to the neck. We want a slightly wider neck. Click, drag. Now we're going to click and come down and click onto the shoulder. Then we're going to come over a little bit. So we're following this inside arm. We're going to click and drag. And then we'll take the sleeve out just slightly. I want a fairly short sleeve. So you can click and then click, drag, come over basically to the underarm line. Click, drag. Then we'll just make this quite short in here. That's a click and then a click. And then we're going to come down and just around the waistline, maybe a little above it, we'll just click and then click, drag and come over and click, drag. That can go onto the waistline. Hold shift as you do that. Now normally I would put, if it was all one color, I would normally put this raglan sleeve line on the inside lines layer, but because we're going to use the shape builder tool, I'm going to put it in here. So before I do that, we do need the neckband. Let's do the neckband next. So I'm going to click, drag, hold shift and come up, and I'm just eyeballing this, click and drag for the neckband. Then I'm just going to hold command or control and click away. Still got my pen tool, I can continue on, and I'm going to draw the raglan armhole. So make sure you can see that word intersect. Click, drag, because that means when you use the shape builder tool that it has intercepted. And we want the same down here. It's told me there's an anchor point. I'm going to click and drag. So once you've done that, just spend a second rejigging anything that may need it. It's looking a little bumpy on this side over here, so I'm going to pull this handle up slightly. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's reflect that now. Select everything with the black selection tool, get the reflect tool, click at the top, hold Option or Alt and Shift and click. Now we need to use our shortcut keys to average and join combine. So a white selection tool, drag over this center front line, and we'll do Shift, Option, Command J and smooth. Okay, repeat that for the neckband, Shift, Option, Command J, and the same on the hem, Shift, Option, Command J and smooth. Okay, so now we can use the shape builder tool. So we'll get our shape builder tool and we can hover in the neck to separate the neckband, and then one sleeve, center front and the other sleeve. Right, now we need to color them. So we'll get the black selection tool, click on the armholes and select the pink in the swatches, and we'll color the neckband the same. So click on the top line of the neckband and click in the pink, and then down on your hem and pick in the third gray. So that's got all our outside lines finished. We need to just add some details in here. So we're going to use a brush that was created in a previous video, and I'll link the details below for that. And we'll draw a line for the bottom of the sleeve in here. Click and drag. Click, drag. And then we'll use our brushes and click on the double stitch brush and change the stroke weight down to 0.75. That can then get reflected. So with that selected, click in the center, right on the center front, hold Option or Alt and Shift. And now we will draw the hemline. So it's just up a little bit. We could have copied it, but let's eyeball it today. We could have copied it from the outside lines layer. Click on our brushes and check our strokes, 0.75. And last of all, this is a binding which would have a double stitch generally around the neck, so we're going to put a line down in here and add the same brush to it. Want no fill on that line, and I'll just spend a second rejigging that. It may need rejigging again once we put the brush on. Let's have a look and see. Change our stroke weight to 0.75. I think I might even make it 0.5 on the neck, just so that we've got room to show it. And then just do any more rejigging as necessary. That's the finish of our t-shirt and shorts, with the emphasis of this video being on using the shape builder tool. Thanks so much for watching. If you've enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And if you'd like me to cover anything else, please let me know in the comments below.